What's good? What's good? What's going on, everybody? Hopefully, everybody's having a fantastic Sunday. What's going on? We got actually two special guests here tonight. I told you guys we're gonna have one special guest, but we actually have two special guests on tonight's call, and we actually have a special announcement for each and every single one of you. Something that we haven't really even done before. This is something that here within Powerhouse we take pride in. Let me go ahead and share my screen that I can go ahead and see what everybody's talking about. But before we get to that, how was everybody's Sunday? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. I see JoJo in the chat. How was y'all Sunday? How was y'all's weekend? For us Chivas fans, it was definitely not a rather good week last week. But for the other teams, it was definitely more than great. What's good, Gio? I know Gio's having fun.
Oh, I'm loving it. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's having a good night. And honestly, some of these surprises Junior's talking about, I have no idea about yet. He hasn't even broke the news to me.
Well, we did, Gio, but in order for you to get the news, you kind of have to do what everybody else has to do in here, which it's that one sentence that we always like to say, right? It's the plug in, right? I see for Dylan, it's your first timer live session. Okay, awesome. Well, for Dylan and for everybody that it's your first time on these sessions. I do want to go ahead and not only welcome you, but do want to let you know how these Sunday Night Lives work. So, how these Sunday Night Lives work is we created this years ago, but it's pretty much one day. It's like a team huddle, you could say, where we pretty much all unite inside of one spot. And I know for those of you that are subscribers out here and inside of our YouTube as well, this is obviously like an exclusive call for our community, but we open it up to pretty much the public because we not only deliver value within these calls, but we as well do market overview, like as far as what we see pretty much for the week. And we typically have one or two admins pretty much of Powerhouse that we pretty much go ahead and break down the markets, break down pretty much what we see. But tonight's session is a little bit different, right? Tonight's session is just a little bit tad different. The reason why is because we've been working behind the scenes, and by we, I mean Tony, right? So we got Tony inside of the call here today. How you feeling, Tony? I know you probably can't get your camera on, but you can voice out to the public. How you feeling today, Tony?
Nah, tell him to turn on the camera. Tony, let's see
Feeling
that beautiful
blessed,
face.
just feeling excited to the big reveal for all the newest individuals inside the community, especially the ones that are have been here for the longest. So it definitely is a well needed update for everyone here.
Tony, we want to see your face, dude.
Nah, Tony,
We want to
Tony,
see your face.
Tony is like a rare NFT, Like Tony, the moment that you guys start to see his face, it's kind of like whenever Jordan Morgan started to pop up his face on the midweek huddle. you know, that's whenever you know that we're in a bullish market. So, if you have noticed that the crypto market is, and we'll touch that over, you see, like, because we obviously smack stop loss on BTC, but once we get Tony to go ahead and show his face, then we'll start smacking TPs on crypto. So, whenever that day comes, just know that we're gonna start to smack TPs on crypto. We're gonna start to see some bullishness on it. But on today's grand reveal, this is something that we've been working on for quite some time now. And Tony, shout out to Tony because he's been working intensely on this. And again, go ahead and send this out, to everybody here within Powerhouse. Make sure that everybody's on because after today, everything changes and everything alters for Powerhouse. For the past couple weeks, we had our very own Tony and a lot of our other admins and co-founders, work intensely as far as, ideas and brainstorm as far as, the one thing that everybody in here looks at, which is the launch. We went ahead and updated about a month, 2 months ago, actually. And we went ahead and revamped it once again. You know, out here in Powerhouse, we set the standard time and time and time again. So because of that, we always have to adapt with the times and set the standard not only for you guys, but we have to set the standard for everybody else, right? So what we have here in front of you guys here today is the brand new Powerhouse University website. This is going to be the most structured blueprint for the major financial markets, and we're finally bringing it to each and every single one of you here today. So, literally, as you guys see in the very front page, we go ahead and tell you our mission, you know, which is what we live by. We set the standard. You rise and we meet it. You see the markets that we pretty much trade on right here. You pretty much see the what are pretty much our platform offers. So you see like the front end of the website. Some of you even get to be inside of the testimonials tab. We went ahead and added some of your guys' testimonial in here right here. And then we went ahead and broke down pretty much the whole entire system. And stay with me now because I'm literally going to be announcing a couple things as I'm pretty much breaking all this stuff down. And right here, you guys are going to have a performance hub inside the dashboard with all the videos. And I'm going to show you guys pretty much how the launch looks like here in a bit, you know, but the very biggest thing, you know, like I said, like we pretty much brought to you guys 2 months ago, we pretty much broke down the three phases, and you guys are going to see that here soon. But this is going to be the very biggest thing that we pretty much did right here. Last weekend, we went ahead and created the schedule for the Discord, right? We created the schedule for the Discord, and you guys see that every single Monday, you guys have me inside of the Discord, and you guys now have Tony inside the Degenerate Calls on Thursdays, and Saturdays, you guys have Nary Banks. But we weren't going to stop there. As you guys see, we have our very own Gio Munoz inside of the call, and what himself and Nary Banks will actually be doing every single Tuesday live inside of the Powerhouse University YouTube channel. You guys see, we got SNL right on Sundays, and as of now, an additional call that we're doing exclusive here within our YouTube. So again, this is public access that we're doing, literally just free access that we're pretty much giving to the whole entire public. We're doing live trading every single Tuesday at 8 in the morning Central for New York session. That's 6 a.m. Pacific time. And you guys are going to be able to see this here. So we have it here inside the front end of the website, which actually go ahead and type some twos. Type some twos inside of the chat, you know, for all of our admins that are pretty much stepping up and doing this because they don't have to do this. I mean, just to be frank, I mean, nobody gets paid to do this, but we're doing this to serve the community. You know, we're doing this to serve the public. You know, especially those of you that have friends, you know, that they're like, yo, I want to get started within the trading industry, but you know, maybe they want to go ahead and see everything pretty much for themselves for about a week or 2 weeks. Of course, you know, just on the free sessions, they're not going to learn trading within itself, you know. They have to invest into themselves, but we're doing this pretty much for the public. That way, we're giving out public information. You know, we're putting people on game. You know, and on top of that, we have already the very first thing that we did is before we gave public access and started adding on to pretty much what we do publicly. And as you guys see, this is pretty much the link that we have to our free Telegram, where we're gonna start to send out a lot more news and everything. So you guys can go ahead and tell your people that are interested into everything. You know, to just go ahead and plug in here. But before we going ahead and did that is we created more value even within the Discord, and there's much more even to come, but you know, that's going to be the very biggest thing. And you guys see, even some of you right here, you guys came out not only in our testimonials tab, but you know, one thing that we take pride in here within Powerhouse is we may not be the biggest community yet, but one thing's for sure is that we know how to create results here. And the reason that we know how to create results here is because we have people leading with results. We have people who have the blueprint that are leading day in and day out here in Powerhouse University. Now, go ahead and type some twos inside of the YouTube chat if you guys are just happy and grateful to be in Powerhouse, to be in the right community around the right people, and of course, before I even get into everything as far as the members portal and everything, whenever you guys do have somebody that is looking to get plugged in, the right way, because of course, out here in Powerhouse, we do things differently, and because we do things differently, because we decided to go ahead and move how we move. We are able to service a lot of people. And for those of you who have people that are intrigued into everything, our new admissions page is pretty much for them. So as you guys see right here, Tony took days on this just to go ahead and make the admissions right here. And as many of you guys have seen, you guys had to apply just to pretty much get into Powerhouse University. And you guys are going to have to do the same thing, So for anybody coming in, make sure that they know that the form is actually right here inside the admissions page here within Powerhouse. So we are raising the standard for our members, but we're also raising the standard for those that are coming in right here because we want to make sure we're working with the serious, not the curious, right? So very first thing, I know this is Gio's first time looking at the website. Gio, what you think, bro? I think Tony outdid himself on this one.
Honestly, I'm usually really hard on Tony,
Yeah,
but
we are. We are.
the amount of specific intentional work behind this, and anytime we text him, literally he's replying that, guys, I can't even come out because I'm working on this website. 10 out of 10, Tony, bro. We appreciate you. You're valued, bro. Super grateful for this website and for you, man. This is fire.
Speech, 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 speech. What you
Please,
got to
please.
tell us, Tony?
Like that's actually like pretty far. Like I'm seeing like the chat right now. You guys are blowing it up. You guys love the chat or like the website and yeah, like it definitely took quite a bit of time, a lot of stress, a lot of retries after retries. But I'm definitely happy that everything's running smoothly on the website, fast as well, and I can't wait for you guys to see the nice little sneak peek inside the members portal.
Let's go. Let's go. And real quick, guys, before I even get to the members portal, I mean, guys, I mean, he sacrificed what he loves the most, which is the gym, so he
And
took
sleep.
several days off just for this.
Facts.
But right here, as you guys have seen, if you guys thought we were done, we're not done. We just got started with this. So we enhanced the Powerhouse blueprint for each and every single one of you. So whenever you guys come into the members portal password is the same password that we went ahead and granted to you guys about months ago. So that's already access that all of you as members have. If you guys are watching this and you guys are not a member, you got to be a member to go ahead and have access to this to begin with. But it's cool because you get to see pretty much how everything really is. So the very first thing, as you guys see right here, we went ahead and updated the very first orientation video. So in case, maybe you got started into Powerhouse and, maybe you need a refresher onto how everything really works and everything we now have, even before we brought this onto you guys, we have already remade some of the videos with the new updated website. That way you pretty much, all of you are able to go ahead and navigate everything much more better. So as you guys see, you guys are able to see your journey right here as a student. So phase number one is the enrollment and onboarding. Then after that, the technical infrastructure. Then phase number three is the curriculum immersion and getting into phase number four in the graduation, and then getting into the elevated right circles, right? So the 90-day system, right, which we created literally years ago. It's literally about to be 6 years here within Powerhouse since we have began this community, and we actually have a special announcement for that probably in the next month that you guys out here locally are going to be able to take advantage of. But the very first phase, as you guys see, you guys click on phase one, and you guys are able to go ahead and choose your module right here. So you click on orientation, you go ahead and go video through video, and it saves your progress. So you go ahead and as soon as you pretty much finish one of these, you go ahead and click on mark as complete once you're pretty much done, and it saves your progress right here. So as you guys see, boom, you mark this one as complete, and then boom, now you're 6% in. And with the new domain and everything that we pretty much made here within Powerhouse University, everything does synchronize, to, your IP address. So a lot of you, were getting that in the last server, where this wouldn't synchronize. You guys are not gonna have that problem here, right? So once you guys go to freshman progress check, once you guys are finished with the orientation, you guys are able to go into here, right? And then you guys are gonna be able to go into transition to live trading, and then you guys are pretty much done with that, right? And then once you guys are pretty much done with that, then you guys can go ahead and get into the graduation phase, then into Powerhouse University. And again, every single time we're going to go ahead and make sure that you guys are always updated with the newest information and always have the right tools and resources in order to further your guys' career here within Powerhouse. And as you guys see now, and shout out to Tony for this, he didn't have to do this again, but he went ahead and went above and beyond for all of you as students, because here within Powerhouse, all of us as admins, all of us as founders, all like Tony, Giovanni, myself, Gil, Neri, Miguel, all of us here pretty much sharing that role of being the founders here within Powerhouse. One thing that we started this with, because you have to realize when we started this, uh, we were pretty much all in the same boat. We didn't have experience, but one thing was for sure is that we wanted to provide you guys with everything that we wish we had. So everything that we do, and especially like Tony with his website, I know Tony's always just looking into doing things, just being like, yo, you know what? Like, what would I wish that I would have had as a student coming into this community? So he's bringing that to you guys, and especially for those of you that I've seen within the YouTube chat that you guys are brand new. Well, this is amazing because you guys are able to have all the tools and resources to scale your progress much more faster than what it took us to receive those results. So as you guys see, the Performance Hub is going to go ahead and keep track of pretty much your entire progress check. So as you guys see, whenever you pretty much complete a video, it tells you how many lessons you pretty much have completed, the time invested, the time remaining. This time is pretty much as well synchronized with the lessons that we have here within Powerhouse. So this is not even including the Zenrai lessons that we pretty much have, but everything right here is in order for each and every single one of you. So that way you guys are able to keep track of yourself and as far as your journey here within Powerhouse. And it tells you pretty much what your next milestone is. Now, we announced this last week, and now you guys are having it here in front of you as well. In case you forget, pretty much the Discord calls once you guys have graduated, you guys have the weekly schedule right here. So you guys have again the SNL. You guys have my calls on Monday, which actually, since you guys are here on this call with me right now, I'm going to go ahead and announce this. But tomorrow's call, I will actually have a special guest tomorrow, and I'm just going to let you guys know who it is. It's Patrick Kinney. So none other but Patrick Kinney himself is going to do a call for us. And this call is going to be absolutely fantastic. This is somebody that's over a decade plus veteran within the markets. I'm extremely grateful to have been able to partner with him. This is our GOAT when it comes down to stock options. But, if you guys have watched his Zenrai live sessions, you guys are definitely much more ahead just because of his knowledge. And we're going to go ahead and have him on an exclusive call tomorrow, right? So make sure you guys are in and make sure that you guys are graduating in order to get access to these calls. And then we have obviously Tony that is a complete degenerate, so he's probably already got the crypto plays for each and every single one of you for Thursday. And then we have our own Neri Banks on Saturday. And as you guys see, you guys are seeing our live analysis tour that we do have here in the next coming 2 weeks. And yes, in the next 2 weeks, we're going to go ahead and tour. So in just 2 weeks from now, we're going to go ahead and tour. The very first stop that we have is Reno, Nevada on June 4th, right? All the information right here to get your tickets, which again, I would go ahead and do that right now if I was you. If you're in any of these areas, you need to go ahead and get your ticket right now. Like, this is the biggest thing that you could have. And again, we're doing this literally like we're investing our own time, energy, and money in order to go to you guys' city. And if you're, I don't know, in a state right next to one of these states, whether it's Nevada, California, AZ, or Texas, guys, come through. Trust me, you guys definitely do not want to miss any of these workshops. Like one of the biggest things that I remember even inside of my trading journey, the reason that I began Powerhouse years ago was simply because I remember I was 18 years old and I was saving up literally $10,000 just to attend a trading workshop. $10,000. You guys like we don't charge you guys an arm and a leg in order to give you guys this information that would literally alter everything for you. We literally do this out of our own heart and out of our own pocket just to serve each and every single one of you because I believe that this information should be for the public. But again, nothing's free in life. You know, even if I can cut down the cost to you, literally, you still have to pay attention, right? You still have to pay with your time, you know, and that's all I ask of you guys is take advantage of these opportunities because again, every single one of these workshops that I've done over the past couple of years, every single person has came out differently. You know, so many of our testimonials, even today that we have our students, you know, are thanks to a lot of the workshops. Ask some of the profitable students, you know, they'll tell you, they'll be like, hey, they can date back their clicking moment that they had to a workshop that we did in their city or to a state that they flew into just to pretty much see us. Guys, I make sure that I deliver as far as getting the people there with the right information. I orchestrate these workshops for each and every single one of you. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. All you have to do is show up, guys. So make sure that you guys are getting y'all's tickets. Make sure you guys are locked in. We'll see you guys Reno first on June 4th. And for our brand promoters, we have our private lock-in that's happening on the 5th to the 7th. You know, that's amazing. That's the first time that we do this year. And back to the launch, you guys are able to see your next steps. So even after you're done with the launch, for a lot of you that finish up the launch, you're just like, yo, like I'm done. I'm a master trader. No. Like you never quite really mastered trading. You always have to continue evolving. So you guys see right here, we have the vault right here, and we pretty much give you advice on how to become a full-time trader, you know, and we also offer you the golden ticket, you know, which I like to say this is the partnership opportunity, you know, that we have here within Powerhouse. And then that partnership opportunity is going to go ahead and allow you, if you get accepted into the private network. Now, the private network, I can't share it within this call. That's going to be a call that we will have exclusively for the private network chat that we have here in about like 40 minutes. So right after this call, we do those calls. But so for those of you that are brand promoters that are our partners here within Powerhouse, you guys are going to be able to see what we have for you guys within the private network launch here in the next coming minutes. But again, go ahead and type A2 inside the chat if you guys are just glad and amazing, grateful to be here within Powerhouse, you know, be around people that are continually investing into you guys' knowledge, investing into your guys' education, you know, always giving you guys the right tools and resources. And again, I've seen a lot of communities, you know. Trust me, I'm not biased, even though I know that we're the best. I'm not biased, but I've looked at several websites, guys. We outdid them. Now, not only as far as the aesthetics, but we outdid them in every sense as far as nobody runs communities the way that we run it. We're like the first ones to go ahead and set that standard in a lot of ways, but we're the only ones that run our community literally like a university, and we're so structured into your guys's comprehension within the markets. But again, it's because we're students within ourselves as well. So that's what keeps us different. You know, we're not coming to you guys only as a form of just being a mentor to you guys, but we're coming to you guys as being a form of just students, you know, as well, you know. So with that being said, you know, I know I've been blabbing for the past 26 minutes, you know, and I just released and I just like throw up a lot on each and every single one of you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to Gio and see what he got for us this week. You know, I know we have Memorial Day tomorrow, so obviously markets are closed tomorrow. But Gio, what you got for us this week as far as the markets, bro?
Um, Perfect. As of this week, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I got nothing, but I got something for right now. I am gonna do gold sales if we get to see this break below here. Right. So I'm actually in it. I would like for y'all to get in it after we break below this structure right here, and continue down. I'll have a very tight stop. Obviously, this is unfunded, right? So this is how, Tuesday nights are gonna be. But we have, pretty much entry would be closure on the 5 minute below 45.62. If you can see on TradingView though, most of the times you'll see that sometimes, and this is why I entered. TradingView would close a little earlier, so we did close, right? So was the reason why I'm in the trade. But yes, this is gonna be a simple 1 to 3. We're gonna retrace where I really want to see buys off of, which is down below here, right? We have our perfect consolidation, break a structure, and then our closure above. And the reason why we got into this trade specifically, guys, absolutely, we have uptrend momentum, markets pushing up, but we have a sense of just slow rejection here, right? Market tries to push up, we don't break above, then we break below, right? Right? Once we break below, we try to push above again, we don't. Right here in this area, what we just had is a closure below, yeah. So for me, market is now retracing itself back down. As you can see throughout the weekend, market left a huge gap open. So what we're gonna do is just work our way down to a 1 to 3. Small risk, right? You're probably risking 140 pips, to make 450 pips. Pretty much this is something we'll be keeping in touch. But overall, what I do see, if we can see a retracement back down, um, is our buy scenario, which is gonna be something along these lines. Obviously, best case scenario would be it coming within this zone, which is right here, consolidation, break a structure, change of directions. Just personally for me, I would rather wait for this lower zone, and then stop loss would be right below break a structure. So now when we come to oil, it's very interesting, guys. No matter of fact where we're at, in negotiations and everything, we haven't seen oil then break above, but we also haven't seen it break below, right? Meaning, we have a higher high, higher low, and we just haven't had the higher high. Market's been consolidating, right? There's liquidity on both ends, um, right here. Right? We did have a liquidity sweep right here and then pushed up. But we didn't see a closure, which doesn't just it doesn't for me personally. Closure within the market has a big thing to do. If it's just a wick, if it's just something, rejecting, I'm not too interested. I need to see a firm break of structure. So right here we can see market just intentionally move down to liquidate all these buyers, right? And then continue going higher. Due to that, I do might believe that we will continue higher. And we can see possibly, it coming back one more time to just take these guys out and continue going higher. Overall, we're definitely bullish. This is something I'm just gonna have to wait and see how the market reacts, especially everything going on with the wars, with the manipulation. A lot of news comes out nowadays, and it's not making as much of a jump as it used to. Like the first time the tariffs came out, Nasdaq, right? Nasdaq has been bullish, very bullish since everything within the tariffs, everything like that is seeming to get settled. Now if we go to the smaller time frames, obviously for me the best case scenario, you have a couple zones, right? First zone is gonna be right here, right? We have our consolidation market manipulates our way down to create new higher highs. And then second zone, which was again would be right here. Market consolidated, right? Intentionally pushed down, to see that change of character and continue going higher. So for me, first area is gonna be right here. Stop loss are obviously, and you can determine how you want to take these trades. Obviously, everyone trades differently. You can enter with a small position within this zone, and then wait for it to come back, and you drop a pretty much bigger, or you just wait for the better entry. Obviously, in the end of the day, this is all determined to the way you trade. For me personally, I would take both trades, right? I wouldn't, take one and then wait for the other one. I would go with pretty much the same entry, same risk on both. And the reason why I would do that, because they're both my setup plays. So no matter what, these are A1 trades for me. Market's bullish. So for me, either way, I'm good. right? If it doesn't go my way, it happens. So now on the bigger play, I have these SPX retracements. Um, I just consider seeing us continue going bullish. There's no reason for us to stop. Markets pushing down, taking out previous buyers to continue going higher. We just created a new high. I would wait to see how high this goes, for a retracement back down for a continuation going up. But just looking off right here on SPX, consolidation, market pushes down, liquidates these buyers. We create multiple new highs. Right. Same thing right here, right? Within the zone, we can see this zone was already tapped. So more than likely, this is probably not my go-to. All that has been filled. So seeing that this it has its consolidation, our break of structure, multiple new highs, right? And our zone would be disbalanced with this order block right here. Simple. So SPX, so I would then what I would do, look at all three pairs and figure out. Obviously, I trade the lagging pair like most of y'all probably do. And whichever is probably the lagging pair is probably the one that would enter the most. Now when it comes to gold, we're having a little retracement. Still gonna hold it. Like I said, we didn't see a closure on Top Step. That's the only thing that has me worried. But other than that, I mean, I'm gonna just hold it. Um, trustyourtrade.com. So now for the week, right? Obviously, tomorrow we have Memorial Day. Memorial Day, everything has a bank holiday. Tuesday, it looks like we're gonna have some Australian news with some New Zealand news. And then Thursday, really where the market will get going. So possibly today would be probably the only trade I'll enter, which would be the SCOTE trade. And personally, we'll wait probably till Wednesday. Wednesday Asian session, Thursday New York session, just to see the markets a little bit more movement, a little bit more, pretty much liquid in the market for it to move more. Silver, same thing. I really like these buy scenarios. If we can see this come back down, retrace, and silver's looking good. It looks like it's gonna drop as well. If we go to the 5 minute again, right? Market try to go up, didn't create new lows, right? I just need to break this low right here, for that confirmation, that the market's going to continue going lower. But that is it for me. Obviously crypto, I had this for the longest. It played out, it's playing out, and this can be our movement higher on Bitcoin, on all crypto. I don't see why not. We had a great retracement. It's at a 101. I answered this, but I'm honestly honest with y'all. Like I broke even like 3 times, and I just stayed out. But you can see within this area, it took probably 2 months just chilling here. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for the market. Last but not least, DXY. Um, DXY, I'm bullish on DXY. I see market continue going higher. But that being said, Junior, I'll pass it back on to you, brother.
Actually, since we still have Tony on the call, and
Oh,
it's not every day we get Tony on a Sunday Night Live. In fact, I can't even recall if we even have had Tony on a
I don't
SNL.
believe so.
And you mentioned his favorite word, which is Bitcoin. So, hi, Tony. Since I know you've been doing a lot of work this week with the website, but since you were already clocked in, I think it's time to just further on your time here with us, and go ahead and
Oh no.
feed some knowledge, to everybody. What you got for the community, bro? What you looking at for the week, bro?
This was the trap, Tony. We got
Yeah.
I
him.
know it was.
It was.
Bro,
He
I don't even
he
have my
had
Trinity popped up over right
he
now.
clicked. It's his fault. He
That
clicked
is
on the link. He clicked on the link
I
to
know,
join the
bro.
call.
I thought the Zoom link would be sent out to the whole team, but just you
No,
and
no, no,
Gio.
no, 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 no. No, it's just like again, we have it live stream, bro. We're on the Zoom. It's just three of us here, bro, and we're live streaming to everybody, bro. So If you guys are while Tony is getting his trading view up, if you guys know me or have worked with me, and I do this very often, so it's like if when it comes down to having guidance by myself, it's just it's pretty much just looks like this, you get around me and I'll just put you on the spot, and Tony has lived that for the past 5 years. So cheers to
Yo,
many
while
more,
while
bro.
while
It's
we're
all
waiting, on him, Junior, would you mind sharing your? Oh, never mind.
yeah,
There
yeah.
we
He,
go.
he actually came through.
Of course I'll come through. Oh, bro, I was actually like, where you guys were talking, I was just like editing and like doing some other tweaks, but I guess I'll do a little stream on tonight's call. So, but what were you guys gonna say before I was gonna start? Or nah?
Nothing, you can go on, man.
Take it
Okay, you want me
away.
to go?
Take it
Okay.
away.
All right, guys. What's good, everybody? You guys don't know who I am. Definitely been part of the community for basically since it started. Me and Junior, Gio, and the rest of the leaders, Miguel, Neri. Definitely been dabbing with crypto for since I first got started in trading back during COVID. Wait, what year was COVID? Never mind. That's too of a drastic news, but first thing first, when it comes to everything I'm looking at right now with uh crypto as a whole, I've been looking at it for the past month or so, just kind of seeing like how it's been super choppy on a daily time frame, and it's been, we haven't really been seeing a massive shift to the downside at all. Everything's just been a corrective movement. Every movement has a correction. Everything has a pure intention on the charts, especially with the news correlating with the actual structure of crypto as a whole. For me, like before I even start trading, I look at the entire crypto total market cap before I even like dabble into Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana, because this is like the entire chart for everything. So it just makes sense overall. If you guys are brand new into crypto trading or just overall analyzing, this should be your first chart that you guys should be looking at primarily. But as of now, definitely we had gotten a nice sweep of liquidity from this previous news earlier today. I believe that actually happened. That wasn't today. Yesterday. So it actually happened yesterday. This entire move before the weekly candle close. This is something that basically swept this entire liquidity from this entire week. So this was a pure intentional move that happened, right? We did see it come back into and trade inside of this instrument candle that was not filled in. And after this entire week, it actually came back and just, tapped that zone. So I would love to see for this new week some kind of bullish news, some bullish movement to really start the week. And if I were to look into the smaller time frames, everything's just been basically just trading inside the zone here for overall total market cap. I'm going to delete all this. You guys like my little squiggly lines. So I definitely would want to see crypto come back up. I'm going to delete this. Come back up. And if we can close above here, and then we're actually at a good point in crypto to start making higher highs, higher lows, and slowly start making our way higher to capture the liquidity. Move this out the way up here. And if we really start, get the liquidity up here, then yeah, like the overall targets for total one, you definitely would start seeing, Solana, ETH, BTC really started seeing some pretty good movements to the upside. And this is really where, if you guys want to capitalize on alts, I know we have Gil, we have the educators, the actual educators that we learn from, like Sotero, Zachary, the overall huddle that you guys learn from, like definitely be able to capitalize off of these altcoin movements, whether it's Chainlink, AVAX, on a different kind of platform, different style of trading on perpetuals, which is now already listed on the websites, but you definitely will see different styles of trading crypto as you start, really immerse yourself in crypto. So when it comes to capturing these kind of plays and odds, let's say if I look at Chainlink, like I definitely would love to find opportunities for swing trade perpetuals on Chainlink, which you guys already heard about Chainlink so many times, right? AVAX and the other coins, and just be able to capitalize off of those gains. And because of perpetuals, is a different style. Like you're actually working with the actual capital inside the trades. But I definitely would love to see some kind of opportunities um, throughout the entire board in crypto. So with Total One, definitely want to see some kind of movements to the upside and basically creating that new high in Total One. And if you were to look at Bitcoin as a whole, like that. So this basically is a overview. Before I even dabble with the smaller time frames, I'm always gonna look at the higher time frames first before even going to the smaller time frames and really get down to like the actual nitty gritty. Same structure, same analysis from Total One. Just bring it over to BTC. I definitely want to see Bitcoin, stay up here so we can start making some higher highs. And I think there's potential news this week about the peace deal with Trump with the U.S. and I believe Iran. I know there was some news today, which actually caused this entire move to the downside. If you really see and study Bitcoin or just cryptos on weekends, it's actually not really as volatile, except for the news that just happened recently. So if you really back test, you can see how it's very slow on the weekends, but with the news, you can definitely catch quite a bit of pips on BTC. But as far as BTC, no leverage ideas just yet. I do trade on perpetuals, so I haven't really seen anything that it is appealing for me quite yet. Actually, 3 hour. Let me delete all of this real quick. I would want to see if this high gets taken out so we can come back and trade into here for this idea. 1 hour. Same thing on the we guys seen on Total One was that clear liquidity of that intentional clear liquidity on the higher time frames. You can definitely see the exact same play happening right here. Market swept down, trading side here, swept liquidity by this move down, created that imbalance. So now I definitely want to see some kind of trade inside here. I want to see how much pips you guys are risking. So you're risking about 572 pips. So if I were to actually create an actual idea for you guys, but definitely be mindful. Like we just entered a brand new weekly candle, so definitely expect some volatility. Usually, my average risk is I'm always risking about 0.13% on each trade on my account. That is my average, which is actually being pretty consistent on that. Whether you want to trade in TP here, so that's a nice little almost 1 to 3. But definitely be mindful, definitely use risk management on these setups. My typical risk on a typical setup on BTC, it's always been less than 200 to 250 pips around there. So anything more, then I will definitely reduce my risk, whether it's lot size or on perpetual. So as you start really jotting down and taking notes and documenting your trades, um, definitely have that data for yourself to know how much you're risking per trade on your account. What's your accuracy when it comes to one of threes, one of twos? Find that sweet spot, and just build that data over the years. So that's one day, if someone asks you, hey, what's your trading plan? You already have that full data to back it up. Like everybody here should have some kind of data to back up your talk, right? That's basically what Power Hours is here to do. Is basically help you guys become serious traders, right? So that's kind of the setup I'm looking for PTC. And anything else? Not yet. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with PTC for now. I'm gonna stick for PTC for now. That is the only setup that I have at the moment for you guys. ICP, AVAX. Yeah, as for like alts, they've been printing out the exact same structure. So um you guys will know whenever I start taking calling out perpetual ideas for swing trades and for Chainlink or AVAX, those are the main ones, maybe Litecoin. So those are definitely the ones I've been looking at for a while. So I'm just waiting after months. But yeah, that's basically it for myself for cryptos. Definitely in the near future, I definitely want to, of course, expand and view more opportunities inside crypto for me to share with you guys. But that's where you guys have the sessions on the calls with Zachary, Mike, and of course with Patrick as well. So definitely tune into those. But I definitely will pass it back over to Junior or Gio, and I'll have them take away for the rest of SNL.
Wow, we got the pleasure to go ahead and hear from Tony today. Go ahead and put some ones in the chat for Tony, not only for serving us with his knowledge, but as well as helping us out, and setting the standard here for us here within Powerhouse University and being such a great dev and working on the website for all of us here, especially those of you that are students. So if you guys love the website, just thank Tony for it. Put some thank yous for Tony. Go ahead and at him on Instagram. Tell him thank you, bro. If you love him a lot, go ahead and send him some crumble cookies. That's what he likes. But for as far as myself, I mean, obviously since everything's going down with the war and everything, for me, the only really thing that I'm looking at is U.S. oil. I've been honestly smacking a lot more with U.S. oil lately. So I have the cell set up right here for continuation cells right here. I do believe if we do strike a deal this week, we can get the continuation cell right here. So I'm just looking for us to pretty much come up, and hopefully we can just go ahead and sweep this up and then just push up first and then finally come down. But if not, either way, I do have this buy set up. This is my swing buy that I do have on US oil for us to come down to 85. I know for those of you that, have gas vehicles, you guys have absolutely hated gas prices lately. I do still believe that, it does get a lot more worse before it gets better, when it comes down to this. Because there's still a lot of things that need to get done first. But this is pretty much what I'm looking at when it comes down to US oil, and the other market that I was pretty much looking at is NAS 100, just for continuation buys on this hand. So obviously we could see the big imbalance that we pretty much left behind right here. So all I can pretty much decipher is right here at this area at 29 730. I could just set an alert here inside of this area and see what we can pretty much make out of this. So here within the 5 minute time frame, I see the imbalance price action that we could probably possibly buy off of right here, just for continuations. But again, when it comes down to indices, since we are pushing new all-time highs each and every single trading day, you are pretty much running that risk, for that, but what keeps up, NAS 100 is obviously like the big stocks, that just had earnings reports, that are within the NASDAQ, so that's pretty much what's keeping this up and keep pushing. But that's pretty much what I have for this week. I mean, again, I went ahead and sent the both US oil plays within the Discord. If you guys have not graduated yet and got on Discord, make sure you guys are now taking advantage of everything that we have here within Powerhouse. Make sure you guys are going within the members portal and everything. And for those of you that are our partners, we're gonna go ahead and actually do a special call for each and every single one of you here within the next 10 minutes. So just tune in on that, because if you guys loved what we have so far for you guys, just as members, all of you guys as partners as well, going to get blessed. But other than that, I hope that all of you have a fantastic last week. Actually, this is the last week of May. And then we're on to June, which is absolutely crazy. And it's now time for as well Q3 and getting into the summertime. So other than that, hope you guys have a fantastic, blessed weekend. If you guys celebrate Memorial Day tomorrow, I appreciate each and every single one of you. Go ahead and spend some time with the family. Other than that,